Hello and welcome, all friends and devotees of yoga, meditation, and Buddhist studies. Today is Wednesday, the 28th of October, 2015. Wednesday, the 28th of October, 2015. And I'm just going to continue reading the Dhammapada Sutras spoken by the Buddha originally. We should now be on chapter 22, which talks a lot, discusses about hell and the consequences of evil deeds. Chapter 22 is a very important chapter. And those who are wondering, those who are watching these videos for the first time, I'd like to advise you that I have attached several websites to this video. And you should proceed to those websites, click on them, and they will really assist you a lot in your studies and in your understanding Buddhism. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. My email address is c.aburime, A-B-U-R-I-M-E, @hotmail.com, or Color College, color spelled British, C-O-L-O-U-R-C-O-L-L-E-G, colorcollege@hotmail.com. Verse 306, Dhammapada Sutras. A man who tells lies or utters falsehood ends up in hell. Likewise, the man ends up in hell who acts and then says, I didn't act. I didn't act as such. Humans of base or depraved conduct, they all have the same fate in the future life. Verse 307. Many humans robed in yellow are full of wrongs and bad deeds, and besides lack self-control, and those full of wrongs and bad deeds surely proceed to hell as a result of their wrongs and bad actions. Verse 308 of the Dhammapada. Surely it is more advantageous to ingest a fiery, blazing, rounded metallic mass than for a depraved human, lacking self-control, to consume the charity foods of the place. Verse 309. A man who is basically irrational and depraved, keeping company with somebody else's wife, immediately attracts 4 grave consequences: rapidly increasing faults, trouble, slumber, and anxiety, the third is shame or embarrassment, and the fourth and final is hellfire. Verse 310. Rapidly increasing faults, an evil reincarnation, and the momentary delight of a very scared man and a very scared woman, while the rulers award a grave punishment as a consequence for the evil done. And thus, a man should not keep company with somebody else's wife. Verse 311, these are Dhammapada Sutras, which I translated many years ago in my studies, translating divine literatures into both English language and Esa language, my mother tongue, spoken predominantly in Edo State of Nigeria. Verse 311, precisely like a flat, narrow leaf of grass will cause a wound or injury to a man's hand when improperly handled. In other words, when badly handled or rashly handled, a rashly accomplished life in religion will down a man until he ends in hell. Verse 312, slack attitude, slack conduct, violated customs and regulations, doubts regarding one's purity or virtue, these will not attract nor result in any special or grand advantage. Verse 313, go, do it, proceed and achieve it if it is an obligation or duty. Work hard at it with diligence. A devout man who becomes slack and indolent only increases waste and garbage. Verse 314. It is best to avoid a bad deed or evil deed and not do it. An evil deed attracts penalties, evil consequences. But it is best to do a good work regarding which a man shall not be penalized having accomplished it. Verse 315. Like a boundary city or town, closely watched, both internally and externally. Keep watch Keep an eye on yourself, body and soul. Allow not even 1 second to disappear unobserved. Humans who misuse the opportunity they had or simply let it slip away weep bitterly when they are downed and doomed in hell. Verse 316. Embarrassed over non-issues for embarrassment, and not embarrassed over proper issues for embarrassment. Clinging to erroneous opinions, the masses or vast multitudes proceed headlong to evil reincarnations. Verse 317. Noticing things assumed harmful or deadly, where there is nothing harmful or deadly, and not observing the harmful and deadly where present, clinging to erroneous opinions, the masses of vast multitudes proceed headlong to evil reincarnations. Verse 318. Noticing a flaw where there is no flaw, and not observing a flaw where present, clinging to erroneous opinions, the masses of vast multitudes proceed headlong to evil reincarnations. Concluding verse 319. Acknowledging a flaw as a flaw, and that which is not a flaw as not a flaw, clinging to correct opinions, the masses of vast multitudes proceed dignified to good reincarnations. Folks, these are for your contemplation. As we said, the Buddha is our original teacher. Between us and the Buddha, there's a teacher-student relationship. The relationship is always teacher-student. We are students of the Buddha. The Buddha is our original teacher and also our original doctor, which means the words of the Buddha are medicine. They are medicinal. So when you listen to the words of the Buddha, you should try to listen with a pure heart, listen with a calm mind. The objective is to bring your mind peace. The objective is to bring your mind serenity. The objective is to bring your mind tranquility. The objective is to bring your mind calm. So whenever listening to the words of the Buddha, always try to be calm. Always try to relax. Always try to free your mind of wants and needs and desires and lusts and craving. Always try to be free in your mind so that the words can flow through your mind and bring your mind peace and serenity and tranquility and calm. And if after listening to these wonderful healing words of the Buddha, you have not accomplished these objectives, feel free to contact me in the email address I gave you earlier, which is c.aburime@hotmail.com and colorcollege@hotmail.com. Those are my contact email addresses. Of course, I would like to also inform you that the contest is still going on. For those who are interested in reading Grandmaster Ching Kong's works, those who are very good in writing literature, right, trying to summarize. Our objective was to summarize Buddhism as an education by Grandmaster Ching Kong, to understand Buddhism by Grandmaster Ching Kong, and the art of living by Grandmaster Ching Kong. There's no copyright, so you are free to work on the books as much as you want and try to reach a summary. Those who are interested, you can mail me your summaries through the email address I gave you, and we're going to look at them, and whichever of these works that you have presented before us we find impressive, I will be awarding a cash prize, as I said before, the Aburime prize, ranging between $100 and $200 to a winning paper, a winning literary piece. So try as much as possible to engage in these contests that we have published to you folks. Look at those books again. They are attached to these videos. Read them and see if you are interested in participating. Feel free to participate. If you have any questions, contact me on the addresses I gave you. Enjoy your weekend. Today's midweek, I'm sorry. So have a pleasant day, a pleasant week coming ahead. Namo Amitofo.